I always favor the tool method over tribal knowledge, just because with tribal knowledge, it's the weakest link in the chain syndrome. So if you have somebody that's new to the help desk or doesn't know everything, and who knows everything, they could assign to the wrong team. So help out your service desk by having a list of symptoms, even if you're doing triage, to help the service desk team use the tool to route tickets. Individuals versus leader taking tickets. I kind of already talked a little bit about that, and so I won't go back over that. But again, not every team's the same, and keep in mind that you can assign to individuals on a team versus a leader re-triaging it. In most cases, we prefer assigning to the whole team and letting a team member take it, but that doesn't really work for every team. Another thing when it comes to ticket assignments is you need to think about the notification that goes out. There are some individuals that they're in the tool all the time, and so they'll look on using the web. And by the way, everybody knows FootPrints is completely browser based, so that's why we say the web rather than an online client. But they're using the web, or they need emails, or yes, you could use tweets. But you need to sit down and think about what is the best way to notify our agents of their tickets. And then when do we notify them? Do we notify the agents every time a ticket's created? Well, you can't do that unless it's assigned to them, but you certainly want to notify the customers when it's created, right? And a lot of times that's done through email. And then notifying the assignees when it's assigned to them, or if it gets reassigned. So we need to think about, how do the agents need to be notified? Is it always email, or can we use another method, Facebook or tweets, or are we going to rely on web, and how often they get notified? One rule of thumb is if you can over-notify, if you send an email to the customer or certainly an agent, each and every time a ticket has been updated, they're going to stop reading all those emails. They're being spammed, and that's never a good thing. So you want to make sure that people stay engaged with their tickets, and so you don't want to over-notify. Let's go to number 5. This is our last simplification technique, and that's how to improve your knowledge base. Now, some people are not using a knowledge base, or maybe they're not using a knowledge base integrated into the tool, like FootPrints. Obviously, I would recommend using the integrated knowledge base, but that doesn't mean that you can't point to external sources, and there's no reason to recreate the wheel. So I jokingly tell customers when I step in to help design a service desk is, well, where is your knowledge documented? Where is your knowledge? If you haven't thought about it, it's probably likely that people haven't sat down and documented every single possible incident that somebody could have and how to resolve that. However, your service desk technicians probably have written numerous emails explaining to customers steps to take to help troubleshoot or even resolve their tickets. So I would contend that there's a lot of documentation in emails. So that's where if you don't have a knowledge base, you might want to start looking, and then you can turn that into what we call solutions. Now, we do recommend, for simplification purposes, not to have one big mass knowledge base. And with the new FootPrints version 12, you can actually have as many knowledge bases as you want or need. In older versions, you were limited to internal solutions. Those are solutions that the agents could look at, but the general public, your customers, could not, and the public solutions. And just some rules of thumb here: your internal solutions should include, technical steps. Maybe here's steps on troubleshooting. And your public solutions should exclude technical details when possible. You should use layman's terminology rather than tech speak. And you should put things in nice, simple step order so that a customer can understand how to maybe troubleshoot or resolve their own issues. Another thing you can put in public solutions is you can put in out there, you can put forms. And if there's forms that need to be downloaded for some reason, or you can put procedures. So if there's standard procedures, those are great things to put in your public knowledge base. Approving solutions. Now, this isn't necessarily simplify things. It's an extra step, but certainly for public solutions, we recommend that every solution that gets put out there go through some sort of approval process. It's really a QA check, make sure that what we're putting out there in our solution knowledge base isn't garbage, or we don't have glaring errors or anything like that. So you just need some kind of quality assurance, and one way to do that is to make sure at least public solutions are approved before they're put out into the public knowledge base. Now, I mentioned you don't need to recreate the wheel, and one way to do that, especially in FootPrints, since it's web-based, is you can just provide links to other web pages or sites that have the steps to solve whatever the issue is. So they'll still do the search in the FootPrints knowledge base, but they can be linked to something that has a lot of detailed information. Or if, let's say, you get something from a vendor, a document, a PDF, you can put that as an attachment. So they can do the search in the knowledge base. They can find, the summary says this is my issue, and then they open up the attachment, and there's all the details from the vendor exactly explaining the situation and how to resolve it. So again, don't recreate the wheel with your solutions. Utilize linking and attachments. And then what I call self-correcting solutions. You absolutely should allow a comment where anybody that's looking at a solution can if they wanted to, edit and add to a comment. Now, you'll want to monitor these. You'll need somebody that looks, because you don't want these turned into blogs where everybody's complaining about their pet peeve about whatever this issue is. But it does allow kind of a wiki effect where it provides kind of a self-correcting. So if somebody puts a solution out there and it's not completely accurate, or it's not completely understandable, well, somebody might be able to add something, and maybe a customer that's using this, and they say, oh, well, step 3 really needs to say this and this. It really needs to be step 3 and 3B. 3A and 3B. So I think it's fine to use a comments field in your solutions. KB portals to external sites. FootPrints has traditionally allowed this. FootPrints being a web-based product, you can still set up links to external, and then whatever the search criteria was can be passed to that, and you can display those. And then another thing you can do is you can actually direct your customers straight to the knowledge base first. FootPrints out of the box, the older versions was set up that way that the first thing you see is the knowledge base. Now in version 12, you have a lot of flexibility over that, but it's something to consider, and you may not want all of your customers to have to go through the knowledge base just to put in a ticket, but it does lend itself to, if the solution, if the ticket they're putting in is something that has been seen 100 times before, there's probably a solution for it, and maybe they should look at it. So anyway, you can direct users, and there's a couple ways to direct users to the knowledge base. All right, so we've gone through 5 ways, process changes or ways you can kind of simplify things to improve your service desk. So let's just go back through our summary and say summarize. So simplify categorization. So the way we talked about ways to do that. and what we want to get out of that is to speed the creation of tickets and by limiting the amount of information that we need to capture, and hopefully increase the accuracy of the information. Number two, we talk about prioritization. So the main thing is we want consistent and an objective process so that we know which tickets we need to work in what order. Number three, simplify teams. So we want consistent team assignment and behavior from those teams. Number four, assignment. We want to speed up the response time and resolution time by not wasting a lot of time assigning and reassigning tickets. Number five, your knowledge base. We want consistent information that can be found easily, and so we want to speed up the use and consistency of those resolutions of tickets by using a knowledge base. And by the way, just to reiterate, your agents should be using a knowledge base, and they should be adding to the knowledge base all the time. All right, so that's a summary of what we've talked about. Again, these are techniques that can be used not only with FootPrints, but a number of other service desk tools. If you would like a consultant, RightStar has some of the best consultants. We would love to come and work with you to not just retrofit your current systems, but maybe do an assessment and find out what other things we can help you simplify. You can reach out to your account rep, or you can reach RightStar using any one of these contact methods here.